ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਟੀਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਸੂਰ ਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਹਾਰਦਿਕ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। 27 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਪੈਣੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਪੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਦੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੋਟ ਦਾ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਅਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਫੈਕਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਜਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਟੀ ਟੈਕਸ ਪੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਰਾਈਟਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵਾਰਡ ਨੰਬਰ 2 ਐਂਡ 6 ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸੁਖਮਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੰਸਰਾਣੀ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਲੜ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਿਆਲ ਵੀ ਨੀਡ ਹਿਜ਼ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਹੀ ਬੀਨ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਇਨ ਦ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਫਰੋਮ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ 3 decades since I know him. Sukhvinder, welcome to our show.
बहुत धन्यवाद जी. Thank you very much for inviting me. I think it's an opportunity that through South Asian Vision, I can connect with the citizens of Brampton.
Okay, what you thought you will run for the city council, because you never run in the any election where you have been considered as a kingmaker. No, you want to be king?
Well, it's not about being a king or making a king. I think politicians should be looked upon as a servant of the community, as a volunteers, even though they get paid for it. I never thought of becoming a politician myself because I was the one who questioned politicians all the time for the last 30 years. But, given the fact that last 4 or 5 years, what we have seen that transpired in Brampton, it was devastating. I think every citizen of Brampton is kind of dismayed about the situation. We love to read about Brampton in newspapers, but not the way we've been reading.
Okay. Now, before we discuss on that one, I want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
You've been living in Brampton almost more than 3 decades, right?
About 24 years.
About 24 years. What you have seen the difference from then and now? As a living standard, as a city is working, city's way of working?
Well, mind you, I'm a very positive thinker. I think the city has grown to be a very beautiful city. I think it's a fast-growing city in Canada, even though it's 9th largest city, and soon will be 8th because we're going to surpass Mississauga the way people are moving in. But because so many people are moving in, so many people wants to call Brampton their home. So our management, our managers has to be up to date.
Right.
That's where the problem lies at this point. Our entire council is under criminal investigation. How bad could it be? I don't care what comes out of it.
I think this is always
just being investigated for criminal or fraud is just bad enough for the city to stop and think.
Basically, Brampton is always in the news somehow, any killing, any murder, any drug charges, and insurance, and now with the big fraud in the city itself. I think this is the first time it happened, I think, in the city of Brampton. We need to change a lot. That's why you made your decision that you want to come forward.
Exactly. Actually, the turning point was the last year when there was a problem about the townhouses in north end of the city.
Right, yes.
I got involved because I just wanted to know what's going on. I wanted to see if government of Brampton would listen to people because the law says they had to have 3 town hall meetings. So you have a town hall meeting. Town hall meeting is about to hear people, what they have to say.
Right.
When they saw 99% people opposed to the townhouses project, the city council still went ahead and passed it.
No, because their way of working, I think.
And when the case went to OMB, Ontario Municipal Board, instead of the city representing the people of Brampton, they were against the people of Brampton.
Right.
And I didn't like that. I thought that was totally low standard politics has taken over, and something needs to be done about it. The only way you could do it is to get on a switchboard.
Yeah, jump in. And I think those decisions have been made because most of that our council is sitting over there. Maybe few people leave behind from last 15, 20 years, and they are taking seats as a granted, and they were thinking that
obviously there are ideas.
We can make any decisions. Yeah. Nobody will be there to
Avtaar, they're
us.
Out of ideas. How many? How long can you have ideas?
Right.
If you sit on one chair for 30 years, You can't have ideas every day. That's why the democratic process recalls or calls people to change. And some of these councillors, even the councillor that's represented 2 and 6, were there for over 20, 24, 25
Yes,
years.
yes, yes.
I mean, you know, given the fact that I respect those old people, old folks are always good to suggest. But you know, new people, new ideas, new way of connecting people. I don't think they could faster, quickly connect with people and know the pulse of people as quickly they can. I mean, things have changed, and we need to change people.
So basically, you will agree with that one. If you elected as a councillor, your first bill will be that there will be no more than 2 terms for any council, because that way you become corrupt or something. Or
Well,
you agree with me or no?
I haven't thought about it, even though I totally agree with you. But I think that would be part of a municipal act. We will have to ask ask the provincial government to make that change. But it would be very appropriate to do it.
I think that's the way we can control this kind of frauds and everything.
Well, people can control it.
Yes.
You don't need the law to control who's going to be your councillor.
Right.
Very simple.
Yeah.
I was questioned the other day that we should bring some young people instead of me running. And I said, we're replacing 76 years old with 53 years old. I think that's young enough in one step.
Yeah.
No,
if you see that Hazel McCallion, she started her political career in age 50.
Exactly. So I'm at 53.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I'm 3 years late.
Okay. Before we talk to your platform, we will talk what issues been going on right now. University issue, where it was in the last election too, and at this election maybe this will be a big issue too. What do you think about it? Why it's not happening?
First of all, I'm a very practical guy. I can sit here and talk and paint a very rosy picture for you. A councillor really don't need a platform.
Okay.
It's a mayor that needs a platform. Councillor can make things happen.
Okay.
From day to day.
Okay.
I cannot come up with so many projects, say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, because I only represent 2 wards, whereas I will be making decisions for an entire city.
No, but
when it comes,
and the councillor is not who can bring any kind of motions in the council that okay, we need this one. Let's discuss on that.
Definitely, you can.
Yeah.
You can definitely. I mean, there's a idea floating from 2006 about university.
Right.
In 2006, if you look at the campaign or pull out newspapers, every candidate was talking about university. So you thought, okay, these people were talking about it. Now, next 4 years, they will do something about it. And then look up the papers. They haven't done anything.
And nothing is happening.
And 2010 comes, look at the campaign coverage.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about a university. Nothing is done. Our provincial government said we're going to have 3 universities in Ontario. There are 12 municipalities that want universities,
Right.
and they asked them to put forward a business plan. Brampton hasn't done that.
Okay.
So if you don't have a business plan,
So all the discussion was in the air?
all the discussion was in the air.
Oh, that's it.
And then you go to Sheridan College. Sheridan College is a beautiful college. I live right by it. I see thousands and thousands of people graduating from them. And now you're trying to transform the Sheridan College to university and say, okay, now we've done the university thing. That's not it. Then we lost the college.
Right.
We need an extra university. There's many reasons why we need it. First and foremost is that our young people can have their post-secondary education right here in the town. The parents don't have to send them elsewhere. Then you don't have to, pay for all the housing
Right.
and transport and extra here and there. Then the second thing is that when there is a university, there's nearly 2,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Then other institutions come around it with the university.
Naturally, because
So
one business brings so many other businesses in
It becomes a huge hub
Right.
for jobs and everything else. So that's why you need university. So if you change the sign of a Sheridan College to Sheridan University or Sheridan University and College, that does not do the job. Then, then they brought people from Gulf University. They made the presentation. And after we found out, those people didn't even represent the university.
Okay.
They were just old folks, old guys who literally were ready to retire, and they were looking for another way of finding a job for themselves. And the Gulf University said, we're not interested
Yeah.
to come to Brampton.
Yeah, because they are already established over
So
there
there we
and
go.
they don't want to move from there.
I mean, you know, people need to stop playing games with people of Brampton. And that's my platform.
Okay.
That when I'm sitting there, I'm a practical guy. You take an issue, do something about it. If you can't do it, you tell public, sorry, it's beyond me. And number two, Avtaar, you know, municipal government has a budget that can do so much for Brampton. So for any infrastructure in Brampton, you need funding from federal governments and you need funding from provincial government. And the council, the members, and the mayor has to have a very good relations with them.
Right. Especially mayor.
Especially, well, even the council.
Yeah.
We all have to have very good relations.
Yeah.
And we have to have a heart that would say, I want to get something done for people of Brampton. And that's where the problem relies. Our council, I'm not going to particularly name who and who, did not look an eye to eye with the provincial government. And I don't think they have any relations with the federal government. I mean, that's where the problem is. The bigger issues the federal government wanted to bring, they came. Zoom bus came. And now the Metrolinx is coming with LRT. These are the things that they are coming because the federal and provincial governments are responsible to bring them.
Right.
But did our government did anything into it? This is what we need to do. Why we didn't have a hospital for so many years is because we just couldn't convince the provincial government that we need a hospital.
Now, since we are talking a hospital now, why there was a need of demolish the Peel Memorial when when there are buildings in city of Toronto more than
demolishing Peel Memorial was imperative because it was not safe anymore. Okay. And there was so much problem with the building itself. Demolishing that building was out of date. It's outdated totally. I've seen it. Two of my kids born there. Demolishing is not a problem. Replacing was the problem. Because now the technologies has taken over. The old machines, old X-ray machines, all that was installed in Peel Memorial Hospital are outdated.
No, my question is that building was that bad?
It was pretty bad, yeah. Okay. There was so much fungus in the building. Okay. And it was not safe for the patients. Okay. So it was literally unfit for health reasons. But the point is, now we have Canada's best hospital, Brampton Civic Hospital, and now we know that Brampton Civic Hospital is not enough for Brampton, so we need another hospital. Government was ready to build one, and they were looking at the municipality because they want $60 million from the government, and unfortunately, we didn't have 60 million sitting, so we had to tax people. This is my problem, that it's a mismanagement, and somebody needs to go there and make sure we got so much money. We got to put some money on aside for infrastructure. So we could convince the governments, okay, we put 20%, you put 80% on. We put 10%, you put 90%.
That's normally hospitals.
That's the job of the council.
That's right, yeah.
And if every time you're going to build something and tax people, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Where is your management? Where is your planning go?
Okay. Next major issue, gridlock.
LRT is the answer to it. Okay. LRT is the answer, and Metrolinx and City of Mississauga and City of Brampton has gotten the approval and get-go. It only happened September 17th, and hopefully by 2015 we'll have the light rail running from Mississauga to Brampton.
Okay, no, gridlock will not affected by the housing. The way we are making it, because Brampton is called a sleeping city. You go out and work, come down and sleep.
There's no doubt the master planning of the city is done in such a way that it can't be changed. For example, if you're going to just demolish the whole city and,
Yeah,
and
you can do that.
redo it again, okay, then you would put a highway 410, and you put big corporations right beside the highways. Then you take the residential a little bit away from those. That would be the master plan.
Yeah.
Now 410 is already up,
Yeah.
so 410 will be extended. So all that stuff. There's still a lot of work to do.
No, but for further development of the housing, that can be changed, because if we know that there are so many houses in the Brampton, there's no corporations are moving into the Brampton. That further development can be changed, right? Can be stopped.
Corporations always love to be close to the highway where they can have their signage and people see it, and that's exactly what we needed. And the only place we have left is up in north.
Yeah.
I really don't have any experience in planning at this point.
That is Caledon, basically, because
beside before Caledon, there's some space still left, and you could build it. But otherwise, there's still a lot of places, a lot of pockets where we could bring corporations in. I think a city need to revisit our planning and change some of the residential areas to commercial areas, and then convince the big folks, big corporations, to come to Brampton. Make their way to Brampton, make it easy for them to operate in Brampton. That's something that I would go in and sort of dig on it. I can't promise you that this will happen, because it's a city planning. City runs like a corporation itself, and the corporation management is the one who literally plans, and the council only stamps it, passes or rejects it. That's what the council role has been. But I think now we have to go behind the scene, sit with the management, sit with the bureaucrats of Brampton, and sort of convince them, or learn from them and even convince them. They also have there's a culture developed that they don't want to listen to politicians. They tell you this is a project, then there's an X, that's where you sign. Simple. They don't want you to read it, they don't want you to question about it. And that culture has been developed because people didn't care. The budget, people didn't care. Now, I think that's where the fight starts. Actually, the fight is not getting elected. Fight is after election.
After election,
to sink into the system.
That's right,
and try to make difference. And I'm determined. I don't deviate from my ideas. I'm still developing. I will be a strong guy there. It's something that they will not be able to ignore. There's no way somebody can intimidate me.
Right. Okay, what else you want to add in there? One more thing is there, how to get involved youth, their activities, because most of youth in these days, they are just playing games on the computers, or they don't want to interact with the city or games. What are your plans are to get involved there?
Well, there are a lot of recreation centers already in Brampton, but I believe we could do more. For example, in my ward, 2 and 6, Cassie Campbell is an example. That so many youth are connected to it. What we need to do is get involved with the police and have a very friendly police force in the city, where police is not only there when the crime happens. I think police should be there before the crime, that crime doesn't happen. Become friends of our youth, and a little bit of a crime problem we've seen in some of the pockets where that could be taken care of if we sort of connect people with the system. I don't think it's a huge problem, but there's a problem. There's a little bit of problem with the streets drug level. We need to discuss that with the police and work it out. I don't like police handing out sentences. I like police going out and mingling with people, be friends with people. We don't want to fear from police.
Basically, that's what it is. Whenever we are driving and we see the police car, we slow it down.
Well, it's good that we have
that's a fear.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't be fearing from a police officer, because he's there to protect us. And anything that goes wrong in the city, the responsibility comes to police, because if the crime rate goes up, we question police. So we will work with the police, because we are the connection between people and police as a government official. So it will be our job to make sure that our youth, we can bring some more programs for youth, more recognition. I see youth love recognitions.
Right.
They want to be recognized that they exist.
Yes, they exist.
Yeah,
Yes, I agree with you.
and yeah, and they don't like to be questioned, and we have to develop that kind of a culture that we could deal with them.
Okay, how about, Sukhinder, tell us what you want to add more, which I don't know what your plans are.
Well, my plan is to win the election on 27th.
Okay.
That's the first plan and the only plan at this time. And once I win this election, then obviously my book of planning will start open, every page. And I can tell you one thing, Avtaar. I don't know if I'll be able to do so much different from others in this city. Well, one thing I can do, I can give you an example. City of Brampton has $525 million project of expansion the city hall. It's going to be done in 3 phases. The first phase is almost finished. And when first phase was taking bids from people, there's a company who gave $105 million to build that first phase. There's a company who did $205 million for first phase. Now you get, I think there were 4 or 5. So these 2 are example. $105 million, $205 million. And who got the bid? $205 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the company that gave $105 million bid, it's a known company in Brampton. It's a Brampton's company, and have built so many buildings in Brampton. They have quite a few buildings in downtown Brampton. So that means it's a credible organization. Now, city is sued for $28 million. Now, city has appointed auditor general to see if they follow the process.
Whose money is going?
Look, you know what I mean? So, and that auditor general will cost us $75,000.
Yeah.
Okay, now, it's a scenario that I'm just trying to tell you. Okay, when the council voted on it, 5 councilors rejected it, 5 councilors accepted it, and mayor broke the tie and gave contract to $205 million.
Yeah.
And those 5 who rejected it, now they're claiming that they voted against it, so they're not at fault.
Naturally. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to say something. That when I am sitting in that council, the council will not be only facing my vote, they'll be facing me. That is difference.
Okay.
I will fight with my tooth and nail to make sure that our money is not wasted. Since now we spend the money, building is up, money is gone, now we have an auditor general to see if we have done something wrong.
That has to be done before that.
I would have done it then.
Yeah.
I would have gone to people. I would have made so much noise in Brampton that, hey, your $100 million being wasted.
Right.
Wake up and come and do something about it. I will go to provincial government. If there is any, any way I could ask them to recall, I would have done that. But definitely I would have made so much noise that these 5-6 politicians would not have wasted our $100 million.
Yeah, because that's
so they are now facing my vote. I'm not going to be just politically correct. I will do more to stop this kind of
basically system over here, Sukhinder, is that first we do waste our money, then we investigate it and spend more money.
Exactly. That's what's been happening in the last 6 months.
Yeah. And what's the result? Result will come out? Nothing. 0. And whose money is going? Taxpayers' money. So Brampton is a much diverse city. What do you want to say about that?
The diversity will reflect in City Council on October the 27th.
Okay.
It should have been done. It will be done. I will look at the hiring process. I will look at the advertising process. Every job that's available in the city will be advertised in Punjabi media and every other medias, whether it's Urdu, whether it's Hindi, whether it's Punjabi, whether it's Yugoslavian, wherever it is. we will be posting jobs. So people can apply, people can get those jobs. So there will be a city hall in a process that will look like a streets of Brampton, which it really doesn't at this point.
Okay, that's very good.
And upper management, we will look at the upper management as well, and we need to bring people into the upper management of the corporation from all walk of life, not only some of those folks that they've been there for many years. I have nothing against them, but it just, things has to change. It's a change that we're talking about.
Right.
Brampton is overdue, long due for change.
Right.
And now, this is the best time and best political scenario that is before the voters of Brampton to make a change. It's them, they can make it. It's them, they can ignore it and let it go for another 4 years. And you may never get that chance again in near future.
Okay, major issue which everybody is affecting, property tax. I think property tax in Brampton is higher than even Mississauga. Why? And what you will do about it when you're sitting in the council?
Property tax is a very funny political issue. Everybody says, well, taxes are bad. There's no doubt. People don't like taxes.
No, that's too high. People have to pay taxes.
People have to pay taxes
to get the services.
I mean, nobody loves tax, man.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Period. Now, when we talk, we always compare Mississauga with Brampton. That Mississauga have lower taxes because Mississauga have a lot of industry.
No. I'm talking even Brampton, West End and East End. There are difference in the taxes. Why is that?
I will look into it, but overview that Brampton has higher taxes than Mississauga. That's because the city's prime income is from development charges.
Right.
And city of Brampton is developing houses, and they're developing bigger buildings.
Buildings. Yeah.
Okay, we will have a problem.
Yeah.
When we finish the land and there's no more houses to be built, and that development charges will even go lower. The taxes will going to have to go up. There's no other math.
Yeah.
Right. So this is where the planning needs to be done. It's a huge task. For me to say that I make sure that the taxes don't go up, it's not practical.
No, because until you don't sit in the...
It's not practical. I will not make any promise which is not practical.
Yeah.
I know the problem.
Right.
I don't have the fix.
Right.
I will fix it when I go inside if I can.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of inflation increases that taxes has to go up, and that's about it. That's about it. Our streets are clean. We have a beautiful city. To keep that beautiful, obviously the money has to come from somewhere.
Naturally.
But if the municipality thinks that they can increase 4, 5, 6% taxes, that's not going to happen. It has to stay under 2%, and I think that's inflation, and I don't think people complain about that. The thing I see, some of the services are being cut. I will look into it that services shouldn't be cut. It's not that you bring the tax up, you cut the services, you try to balance it out. No, you got to manage. You got to stop wasting money. That's
the main thing.
That's the main thing. You got to stop wasting. There's so much waste in the cities. It's a corporations. Somebody get paid for 8 hours. They only probably work for 2, 3 hours and get paid for 8 hours.
Yes.
That's the corporation culture. That culture needs to be changed because this is a people corporation.
Because I see on the Facebook, there are so many people are just putting the post that their income has to be reduced. But
that's not a big deal.
But I put a post in there that paying the councillors, paying the public jobs is not a problem. Problem is that our concern should be that are they doing right job with honesty, whatever they are elected for. Because that's the main concern. If we pay less money, and
if you reduce $10,000 from the income, what is it? $100,000?
That's right.
$100,000 is not a problem.
Main thing is that council who is sitting on the seat, they should do every work honestly. And the folks, I think you have heard a lot from Sukhvinder. He's running for the city council in Ward 2 and 6. And I think we need a change. like I'm running for a school trustee in 2 and 6, I always say that it is time to bring fresh representative in the city of Brampton. We need a change, and we need a change with the good people who will fulfill our requirements according to our needs. Anything else you want to say, Sumanda?
Well, I want to talk to our voters directly and say one thing. I was 14, 15 years old when I actually came to Canada, and I lived in this vicinity since ever. I have kids that are grown up. I have grandkids. They're all in Brampton now. You know, I love this city. And you know me. I am very strong in my views. I don't change my views, and I don't make my views so often. When I made up my mind that Brampton is being cleansed, the cleansing process is on in Brampton, and that process has to finish, and that process needs a strong representation, and I think I should be the one, and that's when I put my name on the ballot. And I think I need your help, because without you, I will fail. If you are not there, I will not be able to get elected, because you are the one who's going to elect me. It's just like an application for a job. I gave you an application. You know my qualification. You know my ability. You know what I can do. You know what I have been doing for the last 30 years. There's nothing hidden. My life has been like an open book. So when I talk about that, I think if you come out and support me from 18 years old to 80 years old, I need everybody's help. I need Panandi help. I need mothers. I need grandmothers. I need youngsters. You can come out and help by knocking doors, but simply come out and vote, because that's where the problem is. Our community, my Bramptonians, I think we need to surpass 60% voting this year, so we could make a real change. Not only make a real change, we can tell the people of Brampton that when you have a good ideas, when you have a good, strong candidate, people come out and vote. Set that example for me, and I thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.